Good morning, YouTube. Welcome in. Today we got a beautiful build for you. If you remember last week, we did a live stream where we visited Micro Center, and we wanted to see what it would be like to go into Micro Center in 2023 and build a really good budget gaming and performance, maybe even streaming PC. So we went over to Micro Center. We picked up all these parts. We went in there and see what kind of deals they had. It was around it was actually around Cyber Monday. It was 2 days after Cyber Monday, and their sales still were continuing. So we went in there, picked up. We started off with the 56X3D. We paired it with a 4060. We were going AM4 just for the good budget. So we did a B550M MicroATX board. We paired it with a AS500 cooler from Deepcool, which was on sale for like $40. Unfortunately, we had to switch some of the parts around because they didn't fit, even though we were told by Microsoft that they did. So we have to switch some parts out, and we're putting in the CC360. We got 3600 megahertz of CL16 RAM with 32 gigs of that, 2 by 16 gigabyte sticks. We got a 1 terabyte Western Digital Blue drive, and we've got an RM750 powering everything. So beautiful performance and aesthetic coming in with this all-white build in the CC360. Let us know what you think down below in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button to help us with the algorithm here on YouTube as well. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more amazing content like this. And if you want to catch us live on a raw as I record this, just like it is right now, you can join us any Monday, Wednesday, or Friday over our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints at 10 a.m. Eastern. We hope to see you soon. You can see all the parts right there. Even got the Micro Center labels on it. The only thing we said we had to switch up was indeed the case, which I said the 205M was too thin. Too thin of a case for the big old AS500 cooler, which was on sale. That's the reason we got it. Plenty of cooling potential there for the 56X3D. Honestly, we could have gone with a different cooler. They didn't have any white coolers besides this one. And a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo, I believe, which was like $50 for an air cooler. I said, no, we want to stay honestly, I wanted it to be like a $25, $30 cooler. But this on sale, it looks really nice. It's got 140 millimeter fans on it, by the way. This is absolutely killer little cooler. So if anything, this adds a lot of longevity for other future upgrades, things like that. But the 56X3D, 4060, 36C16 RAM, which is a sweet spot, obviously, for any kind of AM4. Obviously, the performance RAM is the 36C14. We're trying to keep this really good budget. You know, with adding Windows, with adding labor, all that stuff. That's going to be a $1349. It's actually going to go on our website later today. But this is going to be an absolutely beautiful system. Let me get mic'd up. I will see you guys over there in just a second. The parts cost came out to about $1249. So with Windows and labor, we went in at $1349 for the cost of this build, which is not terrible in terms of price and performance. I just feel like it's gonna be really good. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna be very good in terms of price, in terms of performance. I just think you're so close to like 13th gen, like a 13600K and like a 4070 price range for a couple $100 more. You know, it's just, it's in that really weird state where I think if Micro Center had brought the pricing down, maybe like the $50 to talk about, this for like $1299 is a killer steal. $1349 is still a really good price, really good system. I just would have liked to have seen the pricing at Micro Center a little bit cheaper. All right, let's get started, guys. We're gonna top down, get the motherboard out right away. B550M Wi-Fi from Asus. I say your entry-level AMD CPUs, like the 56X3 is a really good one to put in like an MATX case. Because you get a really good power and performance, and you don't really need a lot. Get the CPU out. You can see there's our RAM, there's our NVMe drive, the SN580, which is actually the 580. So this is read and write speeds, I believe, up to 4100 megabytes per second, which is really good for a Gen 4 drive. Western Digital getting good quality. So there we go. 70 bucks, not a bad drive at all. All right, let's pop the top, get the socket, get the CPU out. 56X3D today. Yeah, this is more of like an experience. This is more of an experience build. Like, what can we get? What's the best bang for buck we can get going to Micro Center? The 56X3D. Take a look at the socket, make sure it all look good. We're bending pins, down and in we go. Down and in we go, all right. Get it seated down, all seated. All right, now we have that in. Next we're gonna work on our NVMe drive. There it is, the SN580 today. All right, down and in with that drive, there we go. Next we're gonna work on our cooler standoffs. This is our first time actually building with the AS500 here on stream, which, by the way, this cooler is absolutely kind of overkill for this, but still really good. Get our brackets that we need here for the cooler. There we go, got those on there. There we go. Cooler standoffs are on. Next we're gonna work on our RAM. Again, today we have the G.Skill Trident Z Neo. This is the 3600 CL16 kit. So like same thing with Neo. The Neo RAM is always made for AMD. Trident Z is made for all platforms. The Trident Z Neo is made specifically for AMD CPUs. All right. There we go, down and in with the CPU or RAM. Let's talk about it. We got everything done here. Next we're gonna work on our case. So we have the B550M 2 Wi-Fi from Asus. This is the Prime B550M MicroATX board. Down the stock, we have the 5600 X3D. That's right, that's the exclusive Micro Center CPU. We're gonna see what kind of performance we get out of this bad boy, but it should be pretty rock solid. A 1TB SN580 down there in the socket, which is their blue line, but it's a very high performance blue rated drive, up to 4100 megabytes per second, which is really good for a good value and budget drive. 3600 megahertz of CL16 that has 2 by 16 gigabyte sticks for a total of 32 gigabytes, which is really good gaming budget, even getting into streaming, because we have the 4060 we're pairing with it later. Really good budget system here. Let's get the case out. Again, we had to swap the case. Again, today we did swap the case. We're going to a CC360 because the cooler, unfortunately, would not fit in the case, which there it is, chat. That is the CC360. Awesome little budget case from Deepcool. Deepcool didn't really tell us about this one because I think they didn't think this would be a really good case that would pop off, but it has. Again, it has tempered glass. The only thing I would say bad about it is it's got the old patented Deepcool side screws, which we're not a huge fan of here. But I mean, that's just a minor thing. I mean, the back of the cable management needs a little bit of love. You can see there. Not the best in terms of cable management, but we're gonna address that anyway because we're gonna swap this stuff off. And we're gonna put different fans on this to go with the white aesthetic. To pop these fans out, we're gonna swap these fans out, just keep that white aesthetic. So we take the value of these fans, 3 RGB fits, and we're able to put 2 really nice Fantex FSKs in here. If you guys know about Fantex FSKs, they're one of the best value case fans on the market, and airflow is fantastic out of them. That tower cooler is gonna kind of dwarf the front fan, or the rear fan today. So we're using a white NZXT AER, regular static DC fan. So we're gonna pop this out. We're gonna take out the fan controller they have up here because we're not gonna use this fan controller. They have a built-in LED controller here for the case. We're gonna pop that out, we don't need that. Pop out this rear fan really quick. So they're not bad fans at all, but you'll see the ones we're gonna go with here. You'll be like, oh, okay. On the front, the nice white RGB as well. Just an all white rear fan. So to keep the RGB going, I want to keep the little bit RGB in here. There's our front RGB fans, so you can see there. That nice, keep that white aesthetic. All right, guys, we're gonna go top down here in just a second. We're gonna put the I/O panel in really quick. We're ready to mount this motherboard. Sure of our standoffs are in place. They are, which is good. Grab our motherboard and we'll slide this in. Sure all of our stuff lines in the back. There we go, looking good. There we go, all of our screws are down and in, motherboard's nice and secure. Here's the front close-up of that. Oh, such a light case. You can set up here. We have USB, we don't have a Type-C today, we have USB, HD audio, and 3.0. Get those all set up right now. We have one 3.0 header. All right, today we have power switch and hard drive LED. Easy peasy on those two. Let's get our HD audio in next. There it is, that's in. Let's work on the power supply next, chat. RM750 today, there it is. Also get our rear fan in as well really quick while we're here. Rear fan, it's all in. RM750, plenty of power for today's system. Honestly, just put this in pulling like 650 watts. You could use a really good bronze power supply to go if you really wanted to as well. Like a 650 bronze would be fine because this is not gonna be a big power draw, but you have longevity with a cooler like this. You have a very high-end cooler. The Corsair RM's always been a very, very, very rock solid cooler. And we wanted white cables, so that's a big thing. Got a really nice white aesthetic, keep the build. This RM is always, they're always fantastic. Fantastic coolers. All right, don't need SATA today or Molex. We need 24-pin main. We'll need a single CPU, and we'll need, wait, they give you 3 CPU power cables? No way. They give you 3 CPU power cables, but they give you daisy chain PCIe. Sad day. All right, only 3 cables today. Nice and easy. Like I said, this RM is honestly almost overkill for today's system. There we go. Slide that bad boy in. There it is. CPU power going up and in. There we go, easy peasy. 24-pin main next. Put pressure on that. There we go. Let's get our cooler in, chat. There we go. All the cable management on the back's looking nice and neat. Down the middle there. Get the cooler out. We have to get our front panel back on for the case. Again, we can talk about earlier, this cooler is 100% overkill. This is just a really, really good price point at Micro Center for a Black Friday, or like a Cyber Monday, Black Friday special, I guess they had. It's got 140 millimeter fans on this tower cooler, chat. It's got some oomph, you know. Nice tower cooler. Get our fans on here. I always like this cool, it's a different kind of, because this is almost like a Noctua style cooler in my opinion. Kind of resembles that to me. I always kind of like the vibes of this cooler. That's a good looking cooler, chat. I like that cooler. There we go. It's beautiful. I mean, like I said, this cooler is 100% overkill, but man, it is gorgeous. Plug it right in. All we need is our GPU now. You gotta zip tie 1 or 2 cables back here really quick. It's plugged in the cooler, so it's all in the RGB circuit. You one zip tie here. See right there, all the cables well managed. Grab that 4060. Beautiful Asus Dual 4060 is gonna look a little small underneath that massive cooler, but it's a really good card. I've always liked the Dual 4060s, in my opinion, is the best 4060 card on the market, price to performance. And this card's gonna look really good with aesthetic today too. The dual card really matches. It's got the gray and white, which really matches the gray and white of the Prime board we have today. You have to configure anything. No, the Vcache runs standard. You wanna make sure your DHCP and your PBO is enabled, like your preference boost overdrive. That's the only thing we really need to do to worry about with Team Red, but it'll run standard. I actually love it. I think it's a really good value. Like, so this dual card, well, it's only 2 fans. The 4060 doesn't draw a lot of power. This is actually a beautiful little card. I think for a white card, for around $310, if you're looking for a really good 1080p, maybe a little 1440p gaming, this 4060 is fantastic. And it's like a whiteout card. It's got a little bit of gray, a little bit of black in it, but it looks so clean. Like this card, it's more plastic. It's got a metal backplate though. It's got a plastic shroud around it. So you're not getting like the aluminum, so it's not really heavy weight. The backplate actually might be like a PVC material. Actually, I don't know if it's metal. More like a PVC, like a heavy duty PVC or plastic, but it's like very heavy quality. And the frame around it is a little bit of metal, and then like probably aluminum, like a light grade alloy, and then like a PVC back. So it's really light, but it's also it feels very good quality for like a dual card. Duals aren't meant to be like a really high, like strict quality. It's meant to be like a really good performing card for a really good price, and the Dual has always been that. All right, let's get this GPU in. A little thunkage. Here we go, chat. 3, 2, 1 with a thunk. There we go. Slide this in, get this all locked up. There we go. There it is, chat. I mean, that's a gorgeous little thing. That's a gorgeous little build here. That right there is a $1,300 monster. That's gonna do, I mean, you're gonna do, at 1080p, you're gonna do like 140, 465 hertz in most titles right now. Even with a 30 or 4060, you should be doing at least 144 hertz on 1080p with this CPU and the RAM configuration. I mean, some games might be back and forth on that threshold. 1440p, you're gonna be 100 plus in most titles on, like, I'd say lower and medium settings. But it's a really, really good value. It's a really, 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 really good. All right, guys, let's get ready to boot it up.
Guys, thanks for coming in and liking another video here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button, help us with the algorithm. Make sure people find us and see all the beautiful PCs we build. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button as well. Remember, we build these systems live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints. Come over, hang out, chat it up with us, watch us build beautiful PCs for everybody in the community. And remember, let's go.